We are live. So I'm here with my client Katie, and she's going to just talk a little bit about her experience of working together. Katie is a private client of mine, and she's going to talk about how she's been implementing the Warrioress framework, previously known as the Thrive Formula, and how that has been for her in her business. So welcome, Katie.
Hello.
Hi. Do you want to just share with everyone what you do?
Yeah, so I'm an intuitive business coach and I work specifically with committed and ambitious female entrepreneurs who really want to create high value one-to-one offers. And I share with them my signature process so that they can find high ticket clients whilst being authentically them and really enjoying and serving the people that are meant to serve in the business.
Fabulous. Do you want to share just briefly a little bit about your background and how you want to do this work?
Yeah, so I worked for over 10 years in the corporate world in sales. Sales has kind of always been where I was in my employed role. And it was something that I really enjoyed. I loved the whole process of connecting with people, whether it be in the employed world, I sold products. And I really love building relationships and ultimately having that whole sale process, which was to either serve someone with a product, and now it's actually serving people and helping people grow their businesses. So just over 4 years ago, I had my little boy, and I realized I really wanted to be a coach, but I held myself back for a long time for fear really of being good enough. I know a lot of people do that, and actually being able to do what I could, I said I could do. So I actually sold for a number of high ticket coaches over the last couple of years before I launched my business last year. And I concentrate specifically on actually the mindset that it takes to actually sell high value coaching packages, but actually how to do that in a way that means you're being yourself, that you can really pull together all of your gifts into an offer that ultimately provides huge transformation. And I'm really passionate about high ticket coaching because I sold it for such a long time for other people, but I was realized that actually I had so much knowledge and so much guidance that I can give as well, which is why I launched my own coaching business. So that's a little bit of a full stop tour about me.
Thank you. No, it's just great for people to know the background and the story behind it. So I'm glad you mentioned about high tickets specifically, because you and I were talking earlier, and there is a difference between kind of selling lower priced products and things and selling high end, isn't there? So do you want to just speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I think what I realized from actually selling for other people is there is a completely different energy around high ticket sales. And actually, in the world that we have today, people want that higher touch experience. And a lot of the time, the problems, the challenges, and I know obviously myself and Julie help people building their businesses, but people actually want an experience where they get to the depths of the pain and the challenge that they have, and actually doing that in a high value, high touch one-to-one way. What I saw before I even started serving myself as a coach was that people who invested at a higher level really wanted to have those results. And actually, because they had that close contact, that process that coach taught them, they really got to the place that they wanted to get to. And that's why I wanted to coach in that way myself, because I wanted to provide that high value transformation. And I wanted people to experience what they truly desired. And I wanted to work with people who were committed to actually, doing that work as well. The other part of it around high ticket was because I'm a mum to 2 children under 4. I wanted to work in a high value way. So I didn't have to be selling lower end products. I wanted to serve that person that wanted that transformation at a higher level.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Katie. Monica's just commenting. She's asking, how does she find those people? Well, Monica, you can have a look at the videos that were in the Thrive Experience last week, which are in the announcements section of this group. And or you can also go over to Katie's group, which is, what's your group again, Katie? You can mention your group. What's the name of it?
It's the Rising Goddess Collective. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
it's the Rising Goddess Collective.
that's also what Katie teaches as well. So you've got like the choice of both of us, or, you know, whosever method you resonate with, but we both talk about that. So, okay, so Katie, before we worked together, what kind of support were you looking for?
So the thing that I was struggling with the most was actually owning like the value of what I did. So I had a lot of mindset challenges and limiting beliefs that kept cropping up. And actually what they did was they made me be quite inconsistent in my business. And that meant that I really wasn't getting the results that I wanted to. That was probably a month or so ago. I'd taken a bit of a break this year, and I'd kind of let the whole situation with COVID take me out of the game. And I was looking to work with a mentor who actually walked, walk the talk, talk the walk? I can't think of the thing. And I've been in Julie's group for walk the talk. And I've been in Julie's group for a while, dipping in and out. And I really connected to her and who she was as a person, but I could see that she was really living and breathing what she taught. One of the things that I really wanted to do was to actually have more conversations with potential clients and build a pipeline of clients. And that was her message. It came through so strong. And I also realized that my message wasn't super clear. So what I liked about Julie was that she had a framework that I could follow, and there was a process, because I realized there was parts of the process that I had implemented that I wasn't doing myself, and I could see that I could learn that from Julie. And I really liked her style, and I could see that her work was getting results as well, which was another, you know, it wasn't the main reason, but I saw that as well, and I saw the successes people were having.
Oh, thank you, Katie. And what were things like for you prior to working together? What did that look like?
Yeah, so I hadn't had any clients for about 2 to 3 months, and I felt really, really stuck and unable to actually take action and do the things that I knew I needed to do. I was all overwhelmed. So I'm still here, aren't I? Because it just interrupted the broadcast then. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I just felt like very stuck. Yeah. So before I started working with Julie, I think I was very stuck, very overwhelmed. I wasn't actually getting clients and making money in my business, which for me, you know, I'm running a business and that needed to happen. So I felt really, I wasn't in my power. And I know you talk often about like landing in your power. I wasn't there at all. I was struggling. So I wasn't in the best place.
Oh, and Monica's just saying, a pipeline, yes, please. Judy who? No, it's me, Monica, Julie. Katie's talking about working with me. Okay, so, and Monica also says mindset is her thing as well, like her ball and chain. Yeah, it's so common, isn't it? Okay, fabulous. Yeah. And then we started working together. So what are things like since we started together, Katie?
I just feel so much happier and confident in myself. I feel like I've actually got a practice now that you've taught me that helps me to really hone in on any limiting beliefs that I've got, but really keep me focused on what I'm doing. I've also got a process that I follow, so I know that I've always got people to speak to. I've actually had clients, like I brought in just over £6,000. I've still got someone left to pay me, so we're not counting that yet, but it's nearly £6,000 within like weeks of working together, and actually really just owning who I am again, and really having huge belief in myself again. And I've been able to take action. I've got the process to do that now, which I just felt like I didn't have. The other thing that we've got really clear on that I just think has been so useful, and Julie is amazing at, is actually really honing in super specific on my message and my ideal client, which has helped me to connect to them much quicker.
Yeah, thank you again, Katie. And I think confidence was such a big thing for you, which is so interesting because you are a confident woman and you come across confidently, and yet you weren't feeling confident when we first started together, and there was a lot of kind of mindset stuff that we worked through to begin with, and just reconnecting you to your own power. So I think that often comes from when we are just working in isolation. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we were talking about this earlier. One of the mistakes that I made was to not, I think when we are a coach ourselves, we need to have a coach. And it is wherever you are in your business, it's having that feedback. It's always learning, it's always growing. And to have a coach who has walked that path, who knows really how to get you around the challenges that you're having rather than having to struggle alone. I made the mistake of not doing that, which meant that it really impacted my business. And, I had this real limiting belief that my ego was telling me that I didn't need a coach, that I could do it on my own. And actually, if you're in that place where you're resisting, then that's exactly why you need it, because if you're not taking the action or you're feeling stuck, the fastest and quickest way is to work with the right mentor to help you then get back into action and have that feedback that you don't have, because it is lonely. And that's why we work with a coach.
And what impact did it have on your business? You had this kind of however many months where you weren't being coached, because I know you were working with a mentor prior. And how many months was it, first of all, and then what impact did it have on your business?
So it was 7 months. So I had a full schedule of clients, and what I actually did was I stopped doing the consistent things that I needed to do to have clients. And then I also took a break to be with my kids because of COVID. But what that did was it just really took away like the consistency of having a business and having clients and having consistent income. I thought, we were talking about this earlier, I thought I could just stop and it would continue, and that is not the case. And I actually feel silly saying it, because why would you do that? But I let almost my ego get involved, and it meant that I didn't bring money in for a couple of months, and that isn't, that's not ideal at all, because I need money coming into my business, and I actually want to work with people and help people. So it didn't do anybody any service by not having a coach and trying to do it alone.
Oh, well, thank you for being really honest about that, because I think there are so many women out there who can relate to this, and I've certainly been in that position in the past, where I kept myself stuck for a long time with the same kind of limiting beliefs and the same idea that I could do it myself, and I really, it was not a great idea for me either. But I think it's really important to have this conversation. And it wasn't that you didn't know what to do, you did, but it's just when we're by ourselves like that and we lose consistency, and then of course your confidence went down as well, and so you stopped earning the money, the clients kind of dried up, you stopped doing the activities which were bringing the clients in the first place, and so it's a bit of a vicious cycle. We get it. And one of the things you and I worked on when almost straight away, was putting in place a routine and a rhythm that even when stuff happens and you need to be with the kids and everything, that you can keep it going, right?
Yeah, that was one of my challenges, and I often see it coming up. And, I teach this, but I was really struggling. I think I was almost, we think we have to do way more than we need to do to get clients. I was trying to do far too many things. And actually what I've managed to do is I was working consistently in August, even with the kids around, and being able to do that and know what I needed to do, and it working. That's, like you said, one of the most important things that I've learned as well, is that once you get that system in place, you can do it with whatever's happening around you.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've been testament to that, even with the kids at home, even, with COVID and everything, you've still gone out there, you still sold your 5K package, you still brought in the other 1,000K through a previous client, and then you've got more discovery calls booked in, and you've got your system rocking and rolling now, and you're just going for it again. So massive well done on the results you've created, plugging the system. So just thinking about the way that I work and the programs I offer, who do you think would be a great fit to work with the Warrioress framework?
Yeah, I think it's a woman who is really committed to growth, that's seeing herself as important and her business as important, and seeing like working with a coach is about investing in you and the growth of your business. So it's actually to grow you, to grow your business. It's not someone who's like in a lack perspective and, you know, is worried about like the money or where they're going to find the money. It's a woman that, you know, can do. And, you know, when I invested with you, it was around, you know, actually I can. It's about jigging things around, right? It's about finding a way. And I think it's a woman who wants to take action and actually wants to start seeing results and doing what she loves to do, which is to actually serve clients. It's someone who is committed. That's what I would say, and is, you know, willing to get the feedback and have another pair of eyes and really be truly honest with where she is, because, you know what, I've been quite honest here, but being honest actually brings growth. So if you're ready to get stuck in, you know, you're the right person to work with Julie.
Oh my God, I couldn't have said it better. Thank you, Katie. No, it's so true that it's about being honest about where we're at. And, you know, we all have egos, and I know I've certainly done it so many times where I've not wanted to really face up to where I've been in my business and, you know, wanted to paint a prettier picture than it actually was. But actually, when I got really honest with myself and then I got in the right program with the right coach, that's when things really start to happen. So thank you for, you know, being willing to show up and be honest and vulnerable and share your journey and also your results and your achievements. You know, massive well done to you. And I know you're not done yet. So I know that
we're not.
You will get your full schedule of clients. Do you have any final words of wisdom to share with anyone who's on the fence about joining the Fierce Feminine and Free program and is maybe overthinking it a bit?
Yeah, I would just say, if your intuitive sense is that you need to do something and you are attracted to Julie and it makes sense to you and you are not getting the results that you want to get, you have to think in that mindset of there's something not working for you. You're either not taking action or you've not got the process that you need. And Julie has all of these. And if you come to it from a place of being willing, being open, like, don't overthink it. Just think about, you know, where could you be in the next 30 days if you actually worked with Julie, rather than thinking about your current situation. Because what I think you said this to me, Julie, like where you are right now is a result of your actions and your thoughts. And actually, if you are struggling and you're not getting where you need to get, it's about getting help. So take that action, don't overthink it. I actually had a call with Julie and I thought, I need to do this. I need to work with her. Like, I could go away and say that I can't do it, but I can find a way. And I think if you're coming at it from that perspective, just come from the fact of, you know what, we've got what's left of this year, and you can create huge things in 4 months. So just don't overthink it anymore. Just be realistic. You know, often what's happening is you're working a plan that's potentially not working. Your mindset's stuck somewhere. So it's actually getting real and thinking, I need to get the help and get your business to where you want to get it. You're in a huge like time for opportunity. There are people out there that need you. There's people out there that need your help. So, you know, don't limit it by being scared. Like, jump in and just do it.
Oh, I love it, Katie. You're inspiring me. Thank you. And,
Thank you.
you know, I always think that people need to consider where they're going, not where they currently are. So it's not about who a person currently is and the current circumstances. It's who are you becoming? Where are you heading? Thinking like that future self, right? So I love that you said that, and that our current circumstances are a rear view mirror of our thoughts and actions and feelings before. But if we keep thinking the same thoughts, taking the same actions and feeling the same feelings, we're going to get the same results. And that was certainly the cycle that I kept myself stuck in all those years ago. It was the cycle that it sounds like you were in as well. So thank you very much for everything. Monica says this is really helpful. It's been a boost for her. Is there anything else you want to say or want to add before we wrap up?
I just want to thank you, Julie. You've been amazing. I love working with you, and just your framework and just the high touch nature of how you work has helped me go from that place. You know, if I'd have stayed where I was and hadn't worked with you, I'd feel even worse right now. I'd be really, you know, I was in a place where I didn't know where the money was going to come from to pay the bills next month. And I'm not in that place anymore. And, you know, I could quite easily have not, like, and this is like what you, going back to what you just said, is if I'd have really looked at where I was in that moment when I was looking to invest in you, I could have, all the facts have said logically, don't do it. But actually, I was never going to move forward on my own. And I think, you know, it's so powerful to recognize that if you're not where you want to be, don't base your decision, like if you're thinking about working with Judy, don't base your decision on like the situation now, because actually it's about finding a way and actually stepping into that future you, because you can't, if you're not making like progress from where you are, it's about shifting yourself, like you said. And that's been like, I'm so thankful for you helping me to do that, because that's where I was stuck the most. So that's really sort of my final parting words. And don't, like, you sometimes our ego, like, I'm a business coach, I was thinking, well, I'm not very good, am I, if I can't even get myself, like, mindset is one of the biggest challenges, and confidence, and that is a huge part of what you've helped me do along with the process.
Oh, well, thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. You know, I'm absolutely honored to have you as my client. You're a real A player. I love seeing what you create. I love your mission. And thank you for popping on and sharing with my audience.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.